Hello, everybody. This is Darren Cross. Welcome to Management and Marketing 424. This is Business Ethics and Social Responsibility, and it's both a management class as well as a marketing class. So it all depends upon what program you're in, but it can show up as a management or a marketing class. So don't let that confuse you. All of you guys are going to be doing the exact same thing, but the purpose of this is for us to explore how we put together our decision making, what we consider to be ethical, and basically the end game here is to figure out how we can mesh all of these frameworks that we use individually inside of the workplace, because after all, that's really where things begin to be challenged. We come through life and we kind of think that we have it all figured out and the way that we do things is the best way to do things. And so the problem is we come across other people who kind of see things differently, and now we have to figure out how to work and how to make the company do what it's supposed to do and things like that. So that's what this course is all about. Now, this video is the introduction video for the entire course, and it's basically kind of the orientation video to let you know what's going on. Now, I will tell you that I'm in the process of redesigning the online version of this course. And so in the meantime, you are getting kind of a hybrid. So right now it is 2017. I'm actually on vacation in Mexico, so I can see the ocean from my patio right now. But you are going to see, I don't want you to be confused, you're going to see some videos in this course that I recorded actually last summer that go along with things. And then next summer, it's going to be a little bit of a different course, and we have some different assignments and things like that. So if there is anything that kind of doesn't match up or it doesn't make sense, by all means, reach out to me, because I don't know if you guys have put together anything like a course before, but there are so many moving pieces that it's my assumption that everything is working smoothly, but I haven't really. I think that I've gone through to make sure that everything is buttoned up nicely, but there's always a remote corner of the course somewhere that's neglected or that doesn't match up with everything else that is going along with the course. So if that's the case, then forgive me. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to kind of run you through what's going on here. First thing I want to show you is, of course, you can access the syllabus by clicking here, and everything that's on the syllabus I think is pretty accurate with what we're going to do. But if something is confusing or if there's any conflicts, by all means reach out and I'll help to get you square. Now, on this first link, that's where we're going to end up here, the course orientation. It kind of explains, it's a written version of what I'm saying here, right? So it's basically saying, what are we doing in this course? And I'm going to give you the crash course here. There are a couple of deliverables that you're going to have. The first thing is each and every week you're going to have discussion board assignments, and these assignments are going to, in an ethics class, that's really the most interesting part about it, is that we're able to mesh our thoughts together and to have some interesting debates and conversations. And so this is a pretty discussion board heavy course. The other assignments are not quite as extensive as the discussion boards. Now, because this is an ethics course and because it's kind of a qualitative course and we depend upon the input of others, it's very important that you follow the instructions and the requirements of the discussion board assignments, and they're all listed here under this course orientation tab. The first thing is that you need to have for a successful week of discussion board posts, what you need is an initial substantive post that adequately answers the question. So when you look in on those discussion boards, the point is for you to not just put something down. It's for you to put something substantive that actually answers my question. Usually that's going to be the equivalent of 1 page of text. So imagine that you're actually writing a paper, and this is a 1-page paper. So you're going to need probably 3 or 4 paragraphs to answer each of these questions, right? So you make that substantive post that answers the question by Wednesday at 11:59. Here's why that date is important. Because this is the interaction / class participation part of the course, and it's important for you to give your classmates time enough to respond. And so if you try to do things all on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, you haven't given people ample enough time to respond to you. So you need to make that first initial substantive post by Wednesday at midnight. Okay, so what it means is that you're going to dig into stuff. You're going to look at the ancillary things that I provided you and listen to the materials that we've talked about and listen to my lectures. And put together your thought process based upon everything that you've learned so far. and adequately answer those questions, okay? Then by Friday, which is 2 days later, you're going to go through, read everybody's stuff, and you're going to pick out 2 classmates, and you're going to make a substantive reply. Now, when you make a substantive reply, this isn't saying, hey, I agree with you, that was nicely put, good job. That's not a substantive reply. What it is, a substantive reply is something that actually advances the discussion and challenges your classmate with a probing question. So the first thing I'm looking for is that you ask some kind of a question in your reply. But the other thing is, I don't want you to simply just ask questions either. I want you to provide some context with whatever you're coming from. So I want you to demonstrate to your classmates where you're coming from for your question, right? So I want you to provide the context that actually informed your question. How did you arrive at that question? So a lot of people say something like, what do you think is the best way to handle that? That's not a substantive reply. A substantive reply sounds something like this. John, I understand what you said about this, that, or whatever. I think that it's a very interesting point. I do, however, think that maybe this condition would exist if maybe some other variables were introduced into that scenario. What do you think would be the best way to approach that given the new nature of this problem, or what if this problem was a little bit different? How do you think that you would approach this? So don't ask yes or no questions. Ask probing questions that cause people to need to respond. Okay, so that's a substantive reply, and you're going to need to do 2 of those by Friday. And then on the weekend, I want you guys to actually look at all of those people who replied to your initial post, and I want you to reply back or respond to them, right? So you're going to, and those, I'm just looking for you to reply. John, thanks for your reply on my post. I really appreciate it. You asked me if this is the case. No, I don't think it's really the case. I think that it would be different if, this scenario existed or something like that. And you're going to do that by Sunday. Now, these due dates are very, very important, and you are graded on the basis of those due dates. The thing is, if you wait until Sunday to post every week, you're going to have some significant points taken away because you're not actually engaging in interchange. What's happening is you're trying to download all of your stuff on Sunday. So you're going to have to log in at least on Monday, sometime after Friday, and then on Sunday in order to make these posts. But the other thing is, this is the significant part of this, all right? Now, the other thing is you're going to have written assignments. In modules 2, 4, 6, and 8, you're going to have some written assignments. Basically, you're going to have some values papers and some case assignments that actually address this material and address ethical dilemmas. You'll learn a framework as we go through on how to adequately address this. There are some, for each of these assignments, there are assignment videos that explain to you exactly what to do, and there's also templates for you to use in order to help prevent writer's block. So I tell you on those templates exactly what I want you to say, and then I even make it better by giving you an assignment video that looks like this. It's a screen capture video where I explain to you how to use that template and what I'm really looking for that week. Okay? And then finally, in Module 8, there will be a group presentation where you guys put together you have to mesh your ideas with someone else's ideas. In Mod 5, I'll actually have you guys put into groups. Then you mesh your ideas, and I want you guys to come up with your own 10 commandments for ethical, your 10 ethical commandments as a group. So the point of that is that you guys have your own ideas about what's important, but when you're meshing with everybody else, you have to figure out what stays and what goes. Okay, so that's really it. One thing I can tell you is that I'll have discussion boards graded by Wednesday of each week, and if there's a written assignment for that week, I'll have it graded by Friday of that week as well. Now, if you're looking at this video right now, I want you to know today is May 30th, and anything that you've seen on this course before today actually is not valid because I just had to, I was having a problem and I had to inject information into this course, and so only after the 30th or on the 30th or after is this information valid. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. And that's the case with everything. My contact information is here in the link. Here, I'll show you. My contact information is right here. Moving slowly here. And you notice that my cell phone number is right here. Here's what I can tell you. I don't know why there's two of, oh, yeah, I had to re-inject this stuff, so they kind of, some of the things are duplicated. My cell phone number is right here, and I put my cell phone number here because I want you guys to use it. Now, if you call me out of the blue, I'm probably not going to answer, so if you need something from me immediately, it's important to just text me. You can text me. So just say, hey, what did you mean by this? And I'll, if it's something that I can easily answer, I will, but if not, I might say, hey, this is better for a conversation. Can we talk? Or you can just simply text me, hey, Darren, do you have time for a conversation today or tomorrow? And we can set that up. I can tell you that if you just call me out of the blue, I don't typically just answer calls out of the blue because I realize that I try to manage my schedule tightly, and if I'm not expecting a call, then I know that it might mess up my schedule there. So it's probably best just to go ahead and text me to see if you needed it, if we can schedule a call or something like that. But other than that, if there are any questions, and I don't care what time of day or night, you can text me at any time because if I'm available, I'll answer. If not, then I won't. But the thing is, if you have any questions at all, I want you to feel free to reach out. Okay? So good luck, everybody. That about covers it. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to call me or text me.